we have to go to Frisco to start the day off and place the trash on the curb. We've got a bunch of bookings back to back, so the trash will just be overflown if we don't do this. And I tell you, with the gas prices just climbing and climbing, this trip is just ridiculous. You know, I drive about 30 miles to go put trash cans on the curb so they can be picked up, and I mean, there's no money to be made. I mean, it's logistically, it's just a waste of time and fuel, and you know, this part of my day puts me in the hole. And this is what people don't understand when you own a vacation rental, that there's some things that just it's just not good. It's not profitable for your vacation rental business, and this is one of them. So when you increase your prices and maybe increase the clean fee, you know, the nightly rates increase, people complain and they say, hey, vacation rentals are just so expensive. They're so expensive. Well, I mean, it's a business like anything else. Businesses increase their prices depending on needs, and you got to pay for your utilities and etc. somehow, and that's the whole point of it. It's a business. And I mean, I get it. People want to reserve properties at very reasonable rates, and I feel like our properties, they're all at reasonable rates. It's just that as it gets busier, it requires a lot more work as a vacation rental owner. And you know, some of these videos you see out here where people are saying, hey, they're making tons and tons of money, and you know, I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Show me how. I mean, obviously we're not hurting in our business, but it's just some of these videos where they're just not showing everything, and then everybody thinks they can just go out and get a vacation rental and make a bunch of money off of it and retire and whatever else. That doesn't work, because it's all these little bitty things that pop up. You know, you got to block your house off for a new roof. You got to block it off for a maintenance issue, and that's less revenue. You have to, you know, kick people out of the property. I mean, there's just so many things that goes on that eats into your profit. Electricity prices go up. That's less money for you. Your bills are higher. The city, when they do a water increase, it's just a never-ending task. Your supplies that you purchase for the property, those go up. I mean, it's just a I mean, it's a business. It's not a hobby. I take this very seriously and run it as a business and not a hobby. I mean, you know, if you're out there doing the vacation rental business as a hobby or for fun, I mean, you must just be loaded. And you know, any type of loss, in my opinion, it's not good. But maybe, hey, there's some people out there, they've got a lot of money, and I guess they don't care. But on the other end of it, there is some losses in businesses. You know, you go out, there are some losses in a vacation rental because you go out and you buy a property at a good rate, hopefully, at a good price and a good rate, and, you know, you keep it for a while. You may have to pay some money out of your pockets to cover expenses, but if the property value goes up, obviously it's your investment property and you're making more money. So that's the benefit. That could be a very good benefit of a vacation rental. We had one owner purchase a property at a very, very low rate, and the prices just went crazy. And now his property he's had for 2 years, and I know this is going to sound unbelievable, but he's had this property for 2 years. The value is like 30% more than what it was when he bought it, 30% higher than when he bought it. Price just keep going up in the neighborhood that property's in. His property, he pretty much covers all of his expenses. Every rental, there's a slow season, there's a slow time at every rental, and you know, usually it's a couple months out of the year. It's a very dead season, and that's usually January, February. Is not a lot going on, but it's very well in that property, and there's very little he has to take out of his pocket. And fortunately, in the area that he's in, the taxes are not really high either. So I mean, this guy he's made out like a bandit, and he keeps adding more and more things to this property, and the value just keeps going up. The value just keeps going up. He's constantly maintaining it. He's constantly making improvements. And when he gets ready to sell this thing, I mean, he's well into the millions when he sells this thing, and he didn't even buy it for $1 million. So, you know, the vacation rental business is fun, it's tricky, but it's a hard business. It's a lot of work. It's not as easy as people think it is. You know, buy a house, get somebody to clean it, and it's just gonna cash flow like crazy. Well, you know, you hope, but it just doesn't work that way. So anyways, enough chatting. Here we are, almost to the property here in Frisco. I've got to put the trash cans on the curb, and then I've got to go do my normal duties. I mean, it's check-in day, so I've got to go around and check on properties to make sure they're ready for the guest. Now, speaking of that, check-in day, you know, you've got so many owners who think your fees are higher, and our fees are very reasonable. There's some management companies that charge 30% and 40% total booking. That includes the cleaning fee and the taxes. I'm not understanding how you charge a customer a percentage of the cleaning fee and the taxes. That doesn't make any sense to me. But, you know, there's a lot of running around we do with these properties. There's a lot of back end to it. You know, we have an office, we have office staff that message the guest. You know, the guests, some guests will message you 20 times before they even arrive. Some message you 20 times when they arrive. You send all this information to them, and they're still asking for it. They don't read it. But there's a lot of back end that goes into this. I mean, one rental costs you about 4 hours of your time, and that's somebody that has to be paid for that. Sometimes 2 people that are working on that, so that's 8 hours. And the owners don't understand that when they get a property management fee. Fees are flat. Our property management fee is flat, but you know, what am I even paying for? Well, we should charge you more because we literally just spent 8 hours dealing with one customer, but that's not how we do. That's not how that works. So I see why some of the property management companies charge 30 to 40% just because of the amount of time that could be involved just with dealing with one customer. I mean, if you think about a claim, for example, if somebody brings a dog to a property and they're not supposed to have the dog at the property, that could turn into a 2-day ordeal. 2-day, 3-day, 4-day. It could just keep going on and on and on, and there's a lot of time and energy and effort put in that, and you don't get any more money as a property management company. You just get your flat rate. That's all you get. And even if you charge the 30%, it's not like you make any more money off of that unless you have some clause that say, hey, if we're working on something that, you know, it's taking us longer, we charge X amount of dollars or X amount of percent. But they don't get it. So really, at the end of the day, the fees that property management companies charge, if you really think about it and you really look at it and really think about all the issues that come up and how long or how much amount of time your management company puts into your rental, it's really worth it. I mean, you add all that management fee up and divide it by a year, and it's really not a lot of money. It's really not. It's really not a lot of money. We had an owner the other day. They're upset because they said, "Hey, we're paying you too much money." Well, what do you mean you're paying us too much money? Well, we got a booking, X amount of dollar worth of booking, and we had to pay you the property management fee. We had to pay the cleaning fee. We had to buy supplies. Well, yeah, that's your expenses. You have a business, so those are your expenses for your business. I mean, I don't understand. Do you not think that you have to pay for those, or do you think they're free, or we're just going to charge you not for your supplies, or whatever the case is? It's like, that's like telling your electricity company, my electricity is too high. This is just too high. I'm paying you guys too much money. Well, if you don't pay that bill, they're going to cut it off. So it's tricky. It's a tricky business to be in, especially in this time. We've got this war going on, and gas prices are going crazy, and everybody's slowly increasing prices. And the vacation rental business, instead of having people, since we started this, I mean, we've done the vacation rental business for quite some time. Early 2000s when we started, you would have people that would book a year in advance, 6 months in advance, 8 months in advance. A lot of the baby boomers, and now in the within the last year, maybe year and a half, people are only reserving these properties for the most part 30 days in advance. Some people 7 days in advance. So you have to change your tactics. the prices on a lot of our properties were reduced. The nightly rate was reduced because there's so much competition. I mean, you've got to get the people in your house. I mean, you just got to get them in there if you want to stay relevant in this market. And if you're not adding amenities and doing other things, you're not going to stay relevant. And you've got some owners that won't do anything, like the guy I was just talking about. They don't want to do anything else with their property. It looks old, or, you know, they've got worn out amenities, and they're wondering why. They're saying, hey, we're not getting any bookings. Our rate's too low. You know, we want to be booked out for $500 a night, and you've got it at $350. Well, it's booking out at $350. When we have it at $500, nobody reserves it because it's just too high. It's just too expensive. And I don't know what to tell you. I mean, if we've already sent out all the information, we've already sent out all the communications to you about what to do, and you don't want to do it, I mean, that's on you. That's on you. If you don't want to do any recommendations that we provide to you, so that way your property can stay relevant. Not doing that, I mean, it's not our fault, and they just don't get it. And I don't know what else to say. So, you know, you can try. You have people, sometimes they'll say, hey, I'm just going to find a different management company. Well, go ahead. You can get a different management company, but it's not like all of a sudden you get a different management company and you can increase your nightly rate back up to the 500 range or whatever range it was at if you don't do anything different. And that's happened before. We've had people do that, and 6 months later, they try to come back to us, and we say, no, we're full. We don't have any more availability. And that's kind of one of our deals is once you leave us, we don't take you back. And that's if you leave us. And it's not a lot of customers that have left us before. We pretty much are able to maintain and keep all of the customers that we have. But anyways, that's those stories. It is what it is. I had to come check on the backyard the other night. We had a lot of wind. I just wanted to make sure the chairs stayed in the place we put them. We have guests coming in, so it's the little things like this. While we're here, we might as well just check it before our guests show up to try to prevent a complaint. And you know, sometimes these guests, they try to make issues out of something, and when there's nothing. But anyways, I gotta grab something out of the, I'll turn that off. I've got to grab something out of the garage. I'm on the mess in the garage. I've got to pick up my other sprayer. The other one, the lid popped off of it. I actually ran over it with my tire. Tell you, I've always got some kind of a challenge. And I'm gonna get this. I don't know if you saw a previous video that I put the other day. I needed a different connection so I can air up tires more easily. I have another one somewhere, so I got so much crap everywhere. Look at this. Just a bunch of mess. Just got so much stuff. This is all trash. I got to get the trailer over here and throw it away. This is just junk on this side, and then this side is just a bunch of mess.